If these are the dominant thoughts in your mind, sadly, your results right now are a total reflection. If you do not change, if you do not take new action that creates new results, you are going to be one of the people that gets left behind during this pandemic, during COVID-19, during the recession, during the crisis. Right now, the whole world is going through this stage of pandemic, COVID, recession, crisis, politicians taking over. And you can see, like, I don't really watch the news, but if you turn on the news, it is pretty disgusting with some of the things that's happening. And if this is the first time we're meeting, again, my name is Shaqir, Hussyin. I'm the founder of Founds.com and WealthAcademy.com. Both of them have done over 8 figures in sales. All praise to the Lord. And I have literally worked really hard for the last 10 years to get to where I am now, generating more than $30 million in sales before the age of 30. And honestly, nothing that I do is rocket science. Nothing that I do requires like above average intelligence or requires some genius level IQ. I was just able to boil down complex issues to the bare fundamentals. And I believe that if you actually focus, that's number one. Number two, you find a mentor that's going to show you the path. And number three, you actually take action regardless of excuses, regardless of issues, money problems, time problems. Your wife has issues with you, your husband has issues with you, your kids got issues. Regardless of whatever life throws at you, the economy is going to give you issues. Let's be honest, all right? And it really boggles me. And because when I'm doing, events and such, right? Before the pandemic, before COVID, before this upcoming recession, I'm in the UK right now. UK just announced that they just came into recession, right? A few months ago, America went into recession. 45 million people unemployed. In the UK, we've got over 1 million people unemployed. Listen to me. If you do not take action today, right now, this week, as I'm talking to you, as I'm sharing with you, if you do not have that shift, holy smokes, I need to actually get on with the work. I need to actually do whatever it takes. You are going to get left behind, okay? Write this down. You must take action, no matter what happens. Too many times people wonder, what if it doesn't work? What if my friends and family don't believe in me? Or what if, this thing is another scam? What if this? Listen, if these are the dominant thoughts in your mind, sadly, your results right now are a total reflection, okay? Your results right now are a total reflection of the internal thoughts that you have. And I know this because, we've coached literally tens of thousands of students all over the world from every single country. We can see exactly what someone's issue is. When someone makes a buying decision and then they're scared or they regret it. Why do they do that? When someone gets the information that they get from a proven mentor, they get it from results, results, right? These 2 awards behind me, it's not something I found in a Kellogg's cereal box for $10. You know what I mean? Actually, they won't even fit in a cereal box. That was a bad joke. But you get the point, right? These things, these awards have been given due to the fact that I have literally figured out these systems to use on the internet to generate enormous amounts of income and wealth for myself and for basically my family. And I can give you the tools and resources. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to go out and make $100,000 or $1 million or $10 million. But what I can guarantee you is if you do not change, if you do not take new action that creates new results, you are going to be one of the people that gets left behind during this pandemic, during COVID-19, during the recession, during the crisis. I was very fortunate that I started my business smack bang in the middle of the last great financial recession, 2009. And I'm just going to share with you a little bit of my story just in case we haven't met and you've stumbled across this because you've got an email, you clicked on a Facebook ad, you went through a whole bunch of different marketing mediums. But at the age of 21, I got introduced to this world. And I grew up in a 3-bedroom council flat, government housing in the UK. I thought, go to school, go to college, go to university, get a degree, get a job. That's what's going to be my path. And then very quickly I realized this is not the path, and that I will not become financially free if I do that, because I saw other people do that. And I saw people, in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s struggle to make money, to make a fortune, and it just like boggled my mind. I was like, okay, I do not want to be in that category of people, right? Like, and everyone in my family said, don't do this, this stuff doesn't work, and they all kind of held me back. And it was because I started developing courage, okay? You have to have a little bit of courage to take the next step forward, right? When you can do that, then you can say, you know what, during the pandemic, how do I go and make profits ethically, right? During this COVID-19 crisis, how do I stay calm, right? During the recession, where the whole, the property markets are crashing, stock markets crashing somewhat, right? The financial markets are crashing, the currency markets are crashing. Like, just look at the currency, right? Just look at what's happening in the world, where the Fed, which isn't a government institution, by the way, it's a privately owned group, a company that's actually printing trillions of dollars, right? They're printing so much fake money, right? Which money, there's nothing backed behind this money. And then you have the stock market going up. Like, how does that even make sense? Then you have all these top CEOs from all these big Fortune 500 companies, they're quitting. Like, this is, by the way, what happened before the last recession. Okay, if you just study a little bit of history, this isn't a history lesson, but you know what I mean, right? And so the reason why I'm sharing this is it's so important for you to develop awareness and anticipation. Those are the two keys that will help you build courage. Awareness and anticipation. I can spot an entrepreneur a mile away, and as soon as I start talking and I can tell if he or she is going to be mega successful, or if they're already successful, guess what they have? They have huge self-awareness. They understand, oh, if I take this action, this and this and this is going to happen. That's one, awareness. Second thing is they can anticipate change. Right? If you have been in the same career for the last 12 months, the last 12 years, some people come in and they've been doing the same thing for a few decades, and you haven't built the courage. I want to challenge you to take these next 5 days and just commit to yourself. Hey, you know what? Whilst the rest of the world is going through a pandemic, COVID, recession, crisis, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to figure out how to create profits for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your loved ones. Instead of COVID-19 putting you into crisis state, you're going to figure out how to be calm, how to be cool whilst the whole world is crashing down. Instead of the recession and being scared of it, you're going to embrace, how do I turn this moment that happens once every 10 years into a great opportunity to increase your revenue. Focusing on the recession, you focus on the revenue. You focus on how to take advantage of what's coming ahead. Instead of the crisis, you think about, how do I start building my cash reserves? How do I start building a cash portfolio so that over the next 10 years, I can build my business? I can build wealth. I can build generational wealth, right? Because how many of you, when you watch this and you think to yourself, oh, I wish I could be in a position where I could make more money for my family. I could have more time off. I could build a sales funnel. I could, be funnel certified. I could work with a millionaire mentor. I want to give back to your charity, your community, to orphans, to people that are suffering out there in the world, right? Like, just think about it. If I asked you, how many of you would like to give back? How many of you would say, yes, that's me? Type into the chat box, into the comment section. Go ahead and type in give back. All right, let me see, who are my givers out here? Almost every single person that I speak to, they will say to me that they want to give back, right? And, it's a very noble thing to say that. But the truth is, you can only give back when you first give to yourself. You can only give back when you first start taking care of yourself. Always remember this, because, a lot of the times people will say stuff like, they want to go out and they want to help other people. And it's such a great thing. You should want to help other people. You should want to give back. So right now, the whole world is going through this stage of pandemic, COVID, recession, crisis, politicians taking over. And you can see, like, I don't really watch the news, but if you turn on the news, it is pretty disgusting with some of the things that's happening. And it's up to entrepreneurs, people like you and me, to take control and really focus on what we can control. Because let's be honest, you cannot control who's going to be the next president or prime minister or politician or whatever. But who you can control and what you can control is your actions, your thoughts, your results, and what you do on a day-to-day basis.